And welcome everyone to WoW and our Web of Wellbeing. We're very excited that you're able to attend and that you're curious about what we're up to. So I guess, Ivana, you changed the slides?
I will do, yeah.
Okay, great. So for the next hour or so, we're hoping to cover these 2 points just to give you an overview of what this initiative is about and why we've created this Web of Wellbeing. And then at the end, we'll be able to take any of your questions about any of the slides that are up, and you might be more curious for us to go more in depth with it.
Oh, sorry. Come on, where's my button? Oh. Excuse me. What I can't see.
At the bottom?
Yeah, I can't. Oh, dear. Excuse me about that. I can't see.
So I'll just maybe keep sharing about why we came up with the WOW initiative. So we're a group of practitioners that have come together. We've been working within the 3 principles, and we've all been touched by this understanding in our own personal lives, and how when we share it with kids, it's just amazing. And those of us that have worked with educators as well have seen the benefits of bringing this understanding into the classroom and creating that culture of well-being in the classroom. So in January, we came together to figure out, how do we want to spread the word? How do we want to get it out to schools from around the world? And it was like the stars lined up. We all lined up and somebody said the word wow, and it was like, wow, that's it. And it was like this huge snowball effect of movement. And we went through a pilot project in the spring to see how we wanted to evolve, and we've come up with this. And so we feel so excited about it. It was so natural in the way it unfolded, because we really want to highlight how our young people are already designed to live in psychological freedom, just as we are. And how do we point them back to that? And how do we, as the adults that surround them, know how to do that naturally? Because once we have that grounding, we just create that space for their well-being and their resilience and their potential to just emerge. So that's how we got started. So our vision is to help the young people to see the power of their innate well-being. And the way we see us creating this around the world is to bring educators and parents together to help them understand the human experience and the principles that create that human experience. And we want to showcase that, because we find in the world of mental health, we're focused on what's not working, the illness, where there's a lot of concerns around stress and anxiety in our kids. But if we want to turn that paradigm around and start focusing on the resilience and the well-being that's already inside the children, and how can we celebrate that. And that's how we're hoping to do that and showcase that on October the 6th, which we'll be talking about a little bit later on in the presentation. So our project is, we want to just give them an opportunity to experience their well-being, and how can we showcase that? How can we create classrooms where we can highlight that through video or other ways, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
So, hi, I'm Liz, and this is Stu, and the Web of Wellbeing, just to give you an idea of where we got the idea and why we're inspired by the Web of Wellbeing. And we really love the metaphor that the web gives us. I always imagine it a little bit like a spider's web. And for me, what it conjures up is, it conjures up the links that we all have as human beings, that the commonality of the human experience. And it links in and shares our capacity for well-being. At the heart of the WOW project is well-being, and we see that we're all linked as human beings through our innate well-being. And also, with that metaphor of the web, it's a chance for us just to support each other. And I love this idea that we're reaching out across the world to support each other and to share ideas and to share good practice. So that's why we're inspired by the idea of the web of well-being.
So next slide, we're talking about how the WOW Global Initiative is here to basically serve you. That is, if you are a 3 principles facilitator or practitioner, or if you are an educator, a teacher, a work in schools, or a youth worker or a parent, or even if you're a young person who's keen to share well-being with others. So, and already we kind of touched a little bit, you know, how we sort of envisage to do that is through supporting each other and sharing the ideas of the work that we've done with children. We'll also have on our website a map that we would like to, on which we would like to put names of the 3 principles practitioners who have, you know, who decide to become WOW mentors, to locate a mentor. So if you're a school, for example, and you would like to bring something to your school, you can locate the mentors. We also, you know, we're going to share the and look at case studies and research as well. So we're collecting all of that to put it onto this platform. We're looking, and we're already doing the free webinars on education, and probably many more we'll be creating. And we also have the Facebook group on which people can connect and share all those ideas. So it's quite an interactive platform, where website will also be an updated platform with all the new projects being rolled out and submitted to us. So then we're talking about how, you know, we had many, you know, questions, you know, how can one get involved with a WOW project? And there's so many ways to get involved. You don't have to be a 3 principles practitioner to get involved. If you're inspired, there's many ways. One of them is becoming a WOW mentor, and we'll talk about that in a little while. Then, you know, to share the stories of impact, you know, through our Facebook, by submitting and sharing any clips of that to us, so we can upload it onto our website too. If you have been doing any research and you're doing any work with children and doing research as a result of it as well, we want to collect any of that as well. So we start building this database of the research being done. And another way is through ways of sponsorship. And again, that can look in many different ways, whether that's through some of the skills you have, or through donations. Currently, we are running completely and utterly on, what is that word I'm looking for? Voluntary basis, Ivana. So, you know, we all kind of invested our times to kind of create this and to be able to serve this community. So yes, and there's another idea of which you be able to support us, then please do get in contact. So if you'd like to be a WOW mentor, Liz, would you be kindly happy to talk through that?
Yeah, so the way we see it is that we're going to have WOW mentors, and WOW mentors are people that are actually working directly with young people. And to be a WOW mentor, you need to be able to say yes to the following. Firstly, that you are sharing, or you intend to share, the 3 principles understanding with young people. And secondly, that you've had some training or exposure to the 3 principles understanding. And really what we mean by that is, for those of you that understand the principles, this is very much an understanding of an experiential understanding. It's something that you see for yourself. You see your own well-being within yourself. And then from that space, there's a real sense of ease as you share that with young people. So this project then, to be a WOW mentor, that needs to be the foundation of what you're sharing with the young people that you're engaging with. And then we're really excited with the website, because you can actually see on a map all over the world the mentors that are in action. And if you want to be featured on the map, then you do need to have completed a project and shown either a video or given us a blog so that other people can see your work. But anyone who's sharing the principles or wants to engage with young people sharing the principles can be a WOW mentor. And of course, if you're curious about being a WOW mentor, but you don't know much about the principles or you want to learn more, then you're in the right place. Because, well, that's what our Facebook page is for, and that's what we're here for, is that we're here to point you in the right direction and to really support you as you develop your own understanding. So that's how you can become a WOW mentor. And we've got a logo competition that if you're working with a group of young people, we would really love you to engage and enthuse them with. Our overall vision is very much that this, the Web of Wellbeing, is going to be something that is inspired by children and not just the practitioners and facilitators that go in and speak to the youngsters. So ideally what we're looking for is the youngsters to start to communicate the message of themselves. And really the first step of this is we're really wanting young people to come up with a logo or a design that we can then use on our website to represent the Web of Wellbeing, the WOW project. So if you're working or you're intending to work as a mentor, then we would love you to gather in some designs from the young people so that we can then ensure that that goes into the competition, and the winning design will be used on marketing material, and it will also be used as our logo. And we're going to give you more information in due course around that, but the date to remember is this. If you want your youngsters to be involved in this, then the deadline for the competition is the 10th of November. But we will give you more information along the way, so that we really want to see lots of lovely designs coming in to represent the WOW project.
That's wonderful. And I just wanted to add to that is recently we've been contacted with somebody, a parent who wanted their child to be involved in a logo competition. So it doesn't have to be a group of children trying to create it. So it's not just for somebody working with many children, but if you're a parent and you have some understanding about 3 principles and you want to talk to your children about it and they want to create something, that would be wonderful as well.
Oh. Hi, I'm Denise, and I don't actually work in the school system, so I guess I am a WOW mentor working with young people but outside of the education system. My main thing is working with children in sports, but I also now work with children that are not in sports. And so when we had this idea to have a showcase event where across the world everybody has a chance to display and showcase all of the great work that they're doing with regards to the youth and innate resilience, then it was a great opportunity to put it all on one place so that it really adds a lot of power. So lots of people and new teachers and new heads of department can go on to all of this social media, and they can have a look to see what is the work being done worldwide. So the idea is that it's a celebration of well-being and mental health of children and young people, and it's the work done by all of us, and that can be work done with individuals, or it can be work done that you're doing in the classroom. And what I really love about it is that you can actually ask the children and the youth as to how it is they want to create something that will signify their learning. And one of the things that I'm going to do with some of the young people that I'm working with one-to-one is to ask them that question. And we're going to create perhaps a video, and then we'll ask them all sorts of questions and what sort of things that they would like to say as to what was life like in a particular area before they understood anything about their innate mental health, and what is it like after they did some of the work with ourselves. And the main thing for me is to be very specific and help them to articulate or help them to create something that points to the insight they got and the impact that that insight had on their lives. And I just think that there's so much scope and so much creativity here for us to get involved in. And no one way is right, or there is no right or wrong. That's purely conceptual anyway. So I think the main thing for me is a video. It can be audio, it can be audio and video, it can be just a written piece, it can be a blog, it can be a poem, it can be a play, it can be any way in which the young people want to express themselves, to give the message of what it is that they've learned. And we can, I think the idea is that if you produce something, then you send it in, and we'll give you the details later, but you send it into a short video. And I think we're looking at videos around, we're going to be looking at sort of 3 or 4 minutes, so keeping it nice and short. But I think they can go up to even sort of longer than that, 10 minutes, if it's a video. And I think we just send them in and to Ivana, or the details will be at the end, and then from there we will be able to upload them onto social media, which will be Facebook and all of the social medias that we're then involved in. So just in summarise, just the idea of the WoW Global Day is to showcase the impact of the 3 principles understanding with children and young people, so they lead their lives with psychological freedom. And Terry, I think you were going to say something about your work, were you not, and that how you were going to help your young people that you've been working with to showcase, because then it's a completely different group to the group that I'm working in. So give another great example.
Thanks, Denise. Well, I'm an ex-head teacher. I retired 2 years ago from that job, but I coach at the moment people from all walks of life, as well as going into schools and working with young people. And so in Norfolk, I ran a group of, there were just 5 children. It was a 6-week project looking at the principles, and the results were quite amazing. And this was before we'd actually set the WELL project up, and so I couldn't actually include them within this, but that was a really good starting point for me. I've been going out to Nepal for the last 7 years, working with women's groups and groups of children. But rather especially this year, I flew to Nepal with my husband and met Jenny Kennard and Dave Ellery, and took them to the schools that I've been working with in the groups. And we've been sharing these principles with the children there, just finding really creative ways of talking about thought, and using things like balloons, blowing them up for thoughts, letting them go, talking about dreams. Incredible. But we kept short, tiny little sort of films of what was happening and some interviews with the children. So we'll be uploading those onto our website. And then I coach a teacher in Victoria in London, and she's contacted me recently and said they've got 10 children which they consider to be really naughty within their school, who are disrupting learning. And so she's asked me, would I take those 10 children over 2 days and show teachers what can be done with these kids? And so I haven't written what I'm doing yet. It will definitely be part of the WOW project. I'll get them involved in producing the logo. But I'm really excited. I think what I'm going to do is split them into 2 groups of 5. So I'll have them for a day each, a group of 5, and the second day a group of 5. And then day 3 will be sharing their learnings, anything that didn't work as well as things that did work, with the teachers, and just unpicking and in a way introducing the principles through doing that. So I'm not looking necessarily for this all singing and all dancing successful 2 days, because I think anyone going in from the outside and the teachers seeing that will be saying to me, well, it's all right for you. You don't have them in a class of 26. And if it fails miserably, they'll be saying to me, yes, well, you know, I thought that you could do this sort of stuff. So I've got to be prepared for both. I don't envisage that it won't work, but it'd be really interesting to go through sort of what I was thinking, what the children were saying, what they were thinking as observers, and just sort of unpicking that. So I'm excited because it's something that I've not done before. And I look forward to sharing all of that with the WoW team and everybody else, the mentors and everybody else that's signing up.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Terry and Denise. Absolutely fantastic. Ben, what's next?
Oh, hi, it's me. It's Stu here. But I should say something about Liz and I. We're actually a married couple, and we do a lot of work in education, and it's mainly working with leadership teams, head teachers, and assistant principals, that sort of thing. And we've been sharing the principles either in a training setup or one-to-one coaching relationships for the last few years. And we're getting some great feedback, and we love doing what we're doing. We actually don't work with children directly, but we actually believe that the best people to work with children are the ones that interact with them daily. So our hope, aspiration is that the ripple effect of the work we're doing will filter through the school to the teachers who share it with children. And already there's evidence of that actually taking place in some of the schools we've been working at. So we're really pleased. So, well, what next then? I guess that our friends that join us tonight, they'll be thinking about, what this might mean for them as individuals working in the setting that they're operating in. And as Liz said, and as everybody else has indicated, we're here to support anybody who wants to develop as a WoW mentor. And we've set up some things already that can be of real assistance. There's a webinar series which has started, but which you'll find information about on the Facebook page and the website, I think, Ivana. And that's dedicated talking to educators about the principles behind well-being and mental health. And I think you'll find a lot of really useful information that comes through that will generate some ideas for yourself. The website, as it is brilliant. So fantastic work there, Ivana, for what you've done there. And we're going to be continually uploading new projects as they come through from right across the world. And we know that there's some projects already that have been completed, some very exciting work. And they're going to be uploaded fairly soon. The Facebook page, you may well be aware of that already. As more people become active on that page, we think that's going to be a great resource to share ideas, and hopefully you'll be inspired to get involved yourself and develop your own projects that will play a big part in the WoW Global Project. And then we sort of just gently cast our eye beyond the November date that we have in mind to what next. There may be some mentors that actually don't reach that deadline with their projects, and that's okay, because this is the first big step with the WoW Global Project, and we see this being something that grows and evolves in years to come. And we might be the trailblazers, but you can get involved, and if it's not this year, you can start to play your part as the WoW project develops beyond 2017 into 2018. So there we are.
Thank you. And right, so this kind of leads us pretty much to the end of this presentation. And here's all the contact information. As mentioned, we have launched just very recently our website, webofwellbeing.org. on which you can. There's many things you can find. Project being put on, and research papers we've collected, upcoming events, the map of WoW mentors, etc. Then we've got Facebook group as well, WoW, Wellbeing Global Project, to which you please come and join. We'd love to have you there, and it's a great space to have some interactive conversations around this.